It's a 5-second time penalty for Lewis Hamilton. It's for speeding in the pit lane.
Stewards hit Lewis Hamilton with a penalty at Monaco. He absorbed it, managed it, and crossed the line in second. That is just who he is now. Charles Leclerc crashed his Ferrari in Monaco qualifying. Then he crashed it again in the race. And both times his brakes failed him.
I'm not here, I'm going to take the blame. Brake!
This is the full Monaco weekend. Every session, every moment. Because this was not just a race, it was a story that built across 4 days. And by the time it ended, Ferrari had a P2 for Lewis Hamilton, a DNF for Leclerc, and a brake crisis that is now impossible to ignore. Here is everything that happened, in order. And here at F1 Today, we cover the Ferrari and Mercedes story the way nobody else does. Every session, every radio call, every number that matters. If that is the channel you want, subscribe now. This is exactly what we do. Friday, Ferrari looked like world beaters. Here is the warning sign they missed. Let us start with Friday, because Friday told you everything. FP1. Charles Leclerc set the pace in the opening practice session, leading a Ferrari 1-2, with Hamilton right behind him. On paper, perfect. Ferrari, Monaco, slow corners. Exactly the conditions the SF26 was built for. FP2, Hamilton flipped the order and went fastest with a 1:13.26's lap, 0.111 seconds quicker than Leclerc and 0.168 seconds faster than Verstappen in third. Ferrari had a clear pace advantage over Mercedes and McLaren. But buried inside that FP2 session, a detail. Ferrari's homework overnight would include making Leclerc happier with the brakes. One line. Barely reported, and yet by Sunday evening, it was the only thing anyone was talking about. FP3. On Saturday, Antonelli came out and changed the tone of the whole weekend. Clean, committed lap on soft tyres, a level the rest could not match. Ferrari still second and third through Leclerc and Hamilton, but the warning was there. Mercedes had found something overnight, but that was just the start. Qualifying. The fairy tale that almost happened, then didn't. Saturday qualifying, Monaco. 1 lap, no margin. This is where the Leclerc story gets brutal. Q1, Q2, Leclerc fastest. Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen posting the fastest times respectively in the opening 2 stints of qualifying. Ferrari looking like they would convert Friday pace into pole. Q3, chaos. Antonelli set the pace in the initial Q3 runs. Then Leclerc toppled him, briefly went fastest. Then Verstappen took it back. Then Antonelli came on his final lap, 1.121251s, and took pole by just 0.043 seconds from Verstappen. And Leclerc? He hit the wall at the back on his final run, stopping the car at Rascasse, qualified P4. Hamilton was just over 0.2 behind Antonelli in third. That matters, because here is the thing your tifosi brain needs to hold on to. Hamilton, calm, measured, P3. Clean lap, no drama. Leclerc, fastest in Q1 and Q2. Briefly on pole, then crashed trying to go faster than the car allowed. Same team, same circuit, completely different stories. And the reason Hamilton was calm this weekend, the reason the lap was clean, comes down to one man sitting on the pit wall. But here is what nobody is saying yet. Hamilton says he has found his Italian Bono in race engineer Carlo Santi, Hamilton's 2026 Ferrari race engineer, replacing Riccardo Adami from last season. Think about what that comparison means. Peter Bonington, Bono, was Hamilton's engineer throughout his entire Mercedes stint. Together, they won 6 world championships. That relationship took years to build. The trust, the rhythm, the shorthand on the radio. Last year at Monaco, with Adami, it was the opposite. Hamilton's engineer told him, "Push now, this is our race," but Hamilton had no idea what he was fighting for. He said afterward, "I didn't know what I was fighting for. I didn't really understand what "this is our race" meant. This year, Hamilton said the setup is 1,000,000 times better. He described Santi as calm, experienced, and someone he has been able to go into detail with together. That is not a small thing. On a street circuit where every call from the pit wall matters, having an engineer you trust is worth lap time. Race day Hamilton delivers. Leclerc's Ferrari falls apart. Sunday, race day. Here is what happened. Fast. Verstappen stalled at lights out. Power unit dead on the grid. The Red Bull champion crawling around lap 1 before retiring immediately. His title hopes effectively over. Antonelli builds a gap. Instantly in clean air. Leading. Hamilton in P2. Leclerc in P3. Ferrari holding a podium lockout. Then Stroll, Aston Martin driver Lance Stroll, crashed at turn 19. Safety car. And on the restart, Leclerc hit the exact same wall at the exact same corner. His radio reaction was immediate and unfiltered. Honestly, I'm not even going to take the blame. These brakes. Afterward, he told Canal Plus, "The brake problems I've had the last 2 weekends, it's just undrivable. I put on 4 or 5 brake levers. It barely touches the brakes. I can't go any lower than that. The rear brakes didn't work at all. Only the front ones worked." He described himself as extremely disappointed, sad, angry, mixed of negative emotions. Martin Brundle on Sky Sports was watching it live. "Dear oh dear, Charles. It's almost a carbon copy of Stroll. Something is going on at that piece of tarmac. He can't blame himself too hard for that one." Red flag. Track inspection, standing restart. Hamilton held P2, absorbed his own 5-second penalty, same pit lane speeding violation as Russell, but Ferrari served it cleanly during the stop. No escalation, no drama. Final classification. Antonelli, P1. Hamilton, P2. Hadjar, Red Bull driver Isak Hadjar, P3. What Monaco just revealed that Ferrari cannot hide anymore. So here is the full picture. Leclerc dominated every session from FP1 through Q2. Fastest car, home circuit, perfect conditions. And he ended the weekend with 0 points and a brake system he says is undrivable for 2 weekends in a row. Hamilton, who came in calling his engineer his Italian Bono, finished P2 and moved into second in the championship standings. Same team, same weekend, 2 completely opposite outcomes. The question Ferrari cannot avoid going into Spain: is the brake problem on Leclerc's chassis? Is it a setup choice? Or is the SF26 hiding a flaw that Hamilton's driving style happens to mask, while Leclerc's aggressive style exposes it every single time? Drop your answer in the comments. I want to know if you think Ferrari fixed this before Spain, or if Hamilton is now the lead driver, whether they planned it or not. If this Monaco breakdown gave you something new on the Hamilton and Leclerc situation inside Ferrari, you need to be here tomorrow. I am covering whether Ferrari's brake crisis can actually be solved before the Spanish Grand Prix, and what it means for their constructors' fight. See you then.